Hi, everybody. I'm just going to check and see that we are actually live because I have had endless tech troubles all of a sudden. I don't know what is going on. So let's just see if we are actually live. If you pop on, let me know that you can see and you can hear me. So I have 3 devices going so you can get an overview of what's happening and that you can see me as well, and but I can see that we are live. Okay, yes, it looks like we are actually live. Awesome. So sorry about yesterday. I was supposed to come on and we were going to do this gorgeous horse and moon, and yeah, the computer just would not play along. So please let me know, say hi and where you're watching from so that I know and I can say hi to you. I cannot see the comments on my main screen, so hopefully I will be able to see them because I did pull up Facebook on my the Cat's Whiskers page. So hopefully, let's cross fingers that we can see this. So anyway, I am Tracy and I am coming to you today from the Cat's Whiskers mobile art studio, and we are just going to spend the next like 40 minutes together. And we're going to paint this gorgeous painting that I designed of a horse and a full moon in the woods. It's going to be in full silhouette. So even though you can see, the features of the horse on here, this is actually going to end up all black because it's going to be a silhouette. So all that you need, like I said, is, I think it's like 5 things. It's 3 colors of paint. You want blue, black, and white, and any brand will do. I happen to have Apple Barrel here, but I use Deco Art is like my favorite, and then I have Apple Barrel and I have Folk Art brand. Any crafting acrylic paint will work. In fact, any acrylic paints will work, but since we are a fun art and not fine art, we are just going to use hobby paints because they're cheap, they're accessible, they're easy to use, and they're fun. So, yay! I hope you guys have got something nice to drink. I have got my beverage of choice, my coffee in my mug, so I'm good. Normally I have a cup of tea with you all, but today has been a hectic day of run, so I didn't have a chance to make a nice cup of tea. I just have my mug with my coffee in from this morning that I'm still drinking. So cheers. You need 1 paintbrush. So we're just going to use, I'm using like a 3/4 inch flat head brush. So that's it. 3 colors, 1 paintbrush, and then I have this tracer for you. Well, let's leave it down here so you can see it in that screen. So we have this tracer there, and that will fit onto, I am going to be painting on a 11 by 14 canvas. I think this one is. I think. Yes, this is an 11 by 14. So you see the tracer will fit perfectly on here. But you could even do an 8 by 10. This will fit and just fill the entire page of an 8 by 10. So that's possible too. And then I think it would even fit on, whoopsie daisy, let's see. Okay. And there goes all my stuff. Here's an 8 by 10. Yeah, it actually fits really nicely on an 8 by 10 too. So the moon would fill your whole page. The moon, the horse, and the moon. You would have very little sky around it, but that is totally fine because this painting's focus is all about this gorgeous full moon, which we are painting in honor of the winter solstice and the full cold moon that will be happening tomorrow, Saturday. And that particular moon is going to bring in the longest night of the year. It's going to be the longest full moon that we have. So tracer, carbon paper to trace that onto, if you're using a canvas board like me, or you can use a mixed media pad, anything that you want to paint on. So I'm just going to take the plastic off of this. I'm painting on canvas. And if you would like this tracer, I have it nicely put into a PDF for you that you can easily download. So if you would like the tracer, just pop into the comments tracer, and I will make sure that I send you the link. I will post it into the comments, and you will have the link for the tracer in there. So make sure you do that. Comment tracer. So I'm going to put my carbon paper. You want your shiny side down, because that's the part that has the carbon on it. And then this matte side goes up directly underneath your image. So I want the horse to be coming off the edge with the moon behind my horse. So I'm going to position my carbon paper just like that. And if you don't have carbon paper, remember you can also take a pencil and you can just rub on the back of your paper where the lines are. And when you trace over it, the pencil lead will actually go onto your item that you are painting on as well. So that is another way. Or you can just cut this out with scissors, and then you can trace around your paper. So, or cut it onto a cereal box, and then it'll be a little bit more stiff and easier to trace around. Be more like a stencil. So instead of throwing away your cereal boxes, use those to make your traces with. Good recycling. All right, so now I knocked everything off my table, so hopefully I have everything I need still, but I'm going to start with my pencil. And to do my moon, I just used a small paper plate, but you can use a paper plate, or I also had, what was the other thing I used? Oh, I couldn't find my paper plate when I made my tracer, so I just used my plastic paint palette, and I traced around that to make my moon. So anything circular, or if you do have a compass, then you can use that too. So, but you don't need to have anything fancy. So I'm going to trace onto these lines and get my transfer onto my paper. And we just want the outline, because remember we are doing this as a silhouette. So you only need the outside lines. You don't need all the inside lines. You do want the outside lines of the horse as well, as you saw me tracing, hopefully. I think you can see it. Let's see. That one. So yeah, you want these outside lines, these darker outside lines there. I tried to make them a little bit thicker on the tracer so that you would know what I was talking about. Because our moon is the only thing that's going to have color in our painting. Oopsie daisy. My hand is not so steady. Okay, and I think, nope, I'm going to be brave. I'm just going to go with that. Whoops. Did I get the rest of the ear? I think I'll just put that in like that, just so that I know where the ear is. I'm just going to go with this outside line. I don't think I'll need it, but just in case. so that I have it. Okay. I put that in just to give myself an idea of where I'm at. You don't necessarily, it's all going to be painted black, so we're not going to need it, but I just want to make sure I can see where I'm going. Okay, and then some paper towels to clean your brushes, and in case you have spills. I have my handy dandy water jar, so I just use an old big jam jar, and I use that as my water jar. Okay, and my paintbrush, and then I just use a paper, well, this is a plastic plate, but you can use a paper plate or plastic plate. I just use these disposable plastic plates, but in order to reuse them, I stick some foil on the top, and then I just use it over and over and over and over. So I'm going to use that for my paint dispensing. So the very first thing we're going to do with this is we are going to fill in the sky. So all around this outside here, we want a dark blue and black sky because we want it to be like very mystical and magical to show our full moon in all its glory. So we're just going to dispense the blue and the black onto my palette. So this one is just bright blue. Often I use true blue is another color that I really, really like in this brand. All right, so we got our blue and our black. And we are going to start with the blue closest around the moon. We want to leave this moon nice and white. So we don't want to get any paint inside there. But all around the moon and the horse, we want the lightest color. So just painterly and messily, just going out from the horse and the circle. Just going to put that on nice and thick. Backwards and forwards like that. And if you want to follow the circle of the moon, that's a really good idea too, because that will then create that halo, that glow that we find around the moon. So we just get our brush to follow that circular shape of the moon, just like that. Super easy. Now we're going to get in there just a little bit more detailed and carefully. So we want to get right up to the lines. So I'm going to load my brush up nice and thick, and then I'm going to just come along the edge of the line. If your hand shakes a little like mine, you can take your other hand. Let's see if this camera's working. You take your other hand and you can put it just, whoops, and look what I did. I went right into the moon. It happens. It happens. So take your cloth, your paper towel, and just wipe it off. It's fine. You can take a little bit of water. It doesn't matter because we're gonna, you'll see when we do the moon, it's not a big deal. All right. And you aren't painting unless you're getting messy. I can't paint unless I'm getting paint all over myself. So again, nice and thick. See, if I can do this, anybody can do this. Anybody. So we want to go nice and carefully around the edge. I'm just gonna steady my fingers a little bit. Come this way. My hand's a little more steady going this way. I don't know why. Just depends, I guess, on what your dominant hand is. So And I'm just going to get a nice sharp circular shape, because that will show us where our moon is. Okay, and then around the horse's mane, going off my canvas. I like to do my edges on my canvas as well, because I like to put my canvases on my wall just as they are, like this. It's called a gallery hanging, or gallery, gosh, my brain. So I'm just going to fill that in. Remember, we're going to come with the black, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Just around the moon is where we're going for perfection at this point. Well, as close to perfection as possible. So we're going to get in there and just follow that line nice and steady. And then that circular movement will create that movement around the moon that gives it that glow. So we want this nice and wet when we come with the black. So I'm making it super thick. That's the good thing with these hobby paints, is they're not super expensive, so you don't have to worry about going nice and thick. They're fun. It's not like expensive artist paints that you're scared to paint out with and worry that the tube cost you like $12 and now you're using half the tube. We don't worry about that. This is just fun. And honestly, the quality of these paints, because I do paint with professional paints as well, the quality of these paints compares for me. I love the way that my paintings turn out with these. And I do sell a lot of my paintings from my paint parties. Okay, I'm just filling that circle in. Well, not filling the circle in, filling the edge around the circle. Don't fill the circle in. We want the moon to be white. What am I talking about? Okay, right up to the neck of the horse. Sharp edge and going off the canvas there. Okay. Let's see if you can see what my camera is doing here. There, well. So we just want to go off over here. Because I want that gallery wrap effect on here. Okay. And just make sure this is all nice and wet and ready for the black paint. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our black paint and we're going to put some black and some blue, and we're going to start just on the edge of the blue and in a circular movement like that, going round, following the shape of the moon. We just want to fill in the canvas. So black and blue, and just touch the edge of the blue, keep it going in a circular movement. Black and blue. See the edge there where it's wet, and following that circular movement. And we're just gonna let the paint mix on the canvas. We want more blue on the inside. So we're going to create that gradient. So It's fine that it mixes. That's okay. We want that. Just don't go too close to the edge. I want to stay a little bit away so that you see how it's the blue and then it just makes an ombre effect. We want that shimmery ombre effect. So it's the glow of the moon is created with our brush strokes. The moon is shining in the sky, so we don't want the black to be too close to the moon. We want it more blue and going black as it goes out. So just mix, mix, mix. Blend, blend, blend. That's the trick of the day. Okay, and now you can see that ombre look? It's nice and blue, closest to the moon, and then it went out and it got darker. All right, so now, still with the same brush that has blue and black on it, we're just going to touch the black, and we're going to do that same thing, touching on the edge where we just left off, but we don't want to go into the blue anymore. We want to stay on the darkest part where the black is. So you see there where the blue and black is together? We want to stay onto the black. We don't want to come in here, because if we come in here, then we're going to put too much black in there. We want to stay on this edge. We're going for that ombre look. And right now our paintbrush still has some blue on it. So while it has that blue on it, we're allowing that blue to get into the black on this edge, so that we still get that mixed effect. Allowing the blue and the black to mix naturally together, creating the ombre on the actual canvas itself. Keep going until you've got it all mixed and all smeared out. See what I mean? It's all spread out. There's no thick paint or blobs anymore on there. And now our brush is all black. There's no blue left on it. We're only going to be in the black on the edges. I'm going to go all the way to the black. See there? Whoops. My overhead camera today is being so silly. So silly. There. Okay. You see where it's just black now. Pure black on the edge. And we'll go off on the sides for our gallery wrap. Make sure that's all painted at the same time. Want to get that in there. It's still going in that circular, flowing in that circular movement with the moon to create movement in the sky. So you see how you're seeing that movement there. That's what we want. I'm going to paint this edge over here. Make sure that it's mixed in. And I need just a little bit of blue on there so it doesn't make my edge too dark, because right there the horse is going to be black. So, and that's the great thing about these acrylic paints too, is that they are very forgiving. You can go layer upon layer over each other. As long as it's dried, it won't mix together. So I want to let that dry a little bit, and then I will probably add, whoops, a little bit more blue into there. I'm going to try and lift this up a little bit more so you can see better on my full canvas. Sorry guys, giving a bit of whiplash here. It was fully in until I knocked everything over on my desk, which is quite typical of me. Okay, let's see. So, making sure you can see the edge there that I'm working on. So I'm working up here in this corner, and my brush is just checking it on my paper towel, make sure that it's only black paint, because I'm right in this very corner and I want this to be pure black. I don't want any blue in this top corner. We've mixed it from the lightest blue all the way out to this dark black over here. I'm just getting the edges while I'm here. So those can dry while I'm painting the top. And I want to keep with that circular movement that is flowing with the moon. That's the most important part of this painting, is making sure that we keep with that flow. So even like my arm goes off the canvas, touch down onto the canvas. So we're just doing that arcing movement on this edge, filling it in with the black. All the way until we filled up this edge. So keeping with that circular movement. Catch the edges of the canvas while I'm there. All right, now we'll get this edge in. I've just got this tiny little piece on this corner to do. So, and this has a lot more blue in it. It's just a little corner of the black up there. So just want to be super careful. I don't go too close to the horse, because remember, the horse is going to be in silhouette and black. And so if my sky is black too close to the horse, then the horse will just disappear in the black, and I don't want that to happen. I want the horse just to be able to stand out, even though it's in silhouette. Okay, and that is the whole background done, I believe. I'll give it a few seconds to dry up there. Touch up this blue and black here on this edge. A little bit more blue into my night sky over here. Just do it to your taste, how you like it, what you think looks pretty. I like to have a little bit of a glow in mine, just on the edge there. Add a little bit in there, just like glowing. And then of course, because I want the horse to stand out, I definitely want to make sure I'm getting blue as close to the horse as possible and not a lot of black right on this edge, because that is where my horse needs to stand up the most. So that is where the horse is going to be painted all in black, and we need it to stand out. So definitely don't want it too dark right next to the horse. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Just want to get this blob of paint off there. That was a big blob of blue. Get rid of that. And there's another blob of blue on this side. Just going to feather that away with my brush. And another one just there where my brush was a little thick with my paint. And there we go. I think I'm happy with my sky. I hope you will be happy with your sky at this point in your painting too. I've got all my edges painted, covered, and I think I'm going to put the hairdryer on it a little bit so we can get straight into the next part. So my paint is a little bit wet still. Oh, in fact, I did tell you that I was going to pull some cards for you all today, didn't I? So maybe now is a good time while this is drying for me to do that. Let's pull a card for the collective and see what the full moon message is for you all. So I definitely don't want paint on my cards. That would make me very sad. So I'm going to get some water on my paper towel and just take the wet paint off of my hands a little bit. If it's dry, it won't matter, but definitely don't want the wet paint on there. So there. They are nice and paint-free. I always have lots of paint on my hands when I'm painting. Lots and lots and lots. It is something that always happens to me. Who else here is a messy painter? You'll have to let me know if you're messy painters. I'm a messy painter. I think I'm messy in general. Like, as you saw, knocked everything off my desk. Half my stuff is all over the floor here. Goodness me. Okay. I knocked my cards on the floor too, so I'm going to make sure I get those. All right. I'm going to be using this gorgeous deck of Spirit Animals. It is by Paula Cassidy. This is my deck that I will be pulling from today. And yesterday I pulled myself a card for what I can expect in this full moon energy and what I needed to pay attention to. And a wonderful card came up. see. Oh, I don't think I have it there. But for me, the Ace of Acorns, the ram, that is what I put into the news feed. You'll see in the Cat's Whiskers. It shows you the card that I pulled. And the message that it gives to me is that creativity and being confident in myself and that positive energy is something that I need to really like feel into. I need to feel into what are my passions and what are my things that drive me, and absolutely embrace that and use that, which is just perfect right now because that is what I'm doing with my business. And horses are like my thing. I have 4 horses of my own: Chica, Freedom, Cami, and Tasia. And Tasia is a wild Mustang from the Rocky Mountains, and it was always my dream to have a wild Mustang. And she's definitely, well, they're all just have such unique personalities. And right now it is snowing in Wyoming where they are. I'm unfortunately in California, away from them is where I live right now. I can't bring them here currently. This is just a temporary stop for me until I get relocated and situated to where I want to actually be. And so I don't want to move them. They're at a great boarding facility. So that's where they're at. And it was snowing. And with this winter cold moon, I just thought that it would be wonderful to, I was inspired, I guess, to draw this horse painting and picture and then to convert it into a painting. So I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. And you can see a picture of my horses actually in the news feed. So I did post a picture. It just seems to be a lot of horsey things coming up for me lately. There was that beautiful story of that lady whose horse had just departed, and she took a picture of her horse running in the first snow. And in the snowy, like kind of cloudy mist, she saw a figure of a horse running with her horse, and I just thought that was so magical. So lots of inspiration with horses right now, but that wasn't the card that I pulled. I pulled a ram, and the ram being that it was to tell me to definitely feel into what makes me feel confident and what makes me feel good, which is my art. So I encourage you to also feel into what feels good for you and to do more of that, especially at this time, the holiday season, and we seem to get ourselves super stressed out, and just it's a little bit more tense. I think we worry a little bit more about money and doing things for our kids, and sometimes it's stressful being around family, and some of us don't have family or friends to be with, and so that can be a stressor. So I just implore you to find something that fills your heart with joy and makes you feel happy and confident and passionate, and just do more of that right now. Just do a little more of that for yourself. So that was what Ram was talking to me about. Let my enthusiasm lead the way. So I am doing that in my art business right now. So for the collective, for you guys, since I got such a great message, I know the cards are going to have a great message for you too. So let's see what they say. So our painting looks like it's almost drying, so we'll be able to get a card out. Whoops. Oh, let's see. The card that came out for you is intuition and inspiration. I think there must be something going on for all of us at the moment with that. And I think that leads perfectly into what I was just talking about with the card that I got with the ram. So you guys got this one. This is for the collective. So anybody who's seeing this, this is for you. No matter when it pops up for you, this is for you. This is a message for you. And it is the Page of Shells, intuition and inspiration. And it is tree frog. It is a tree frog. And so the tree frog for us, let's see. So following your intuition and following I think it just really does. It really, I just feel listening to my guides and just feeling into kind of what the Ram's message was about this time right now with the holiday season, and just the stresses of that. So just absolutely, yeah, just don't, like, really feel into that. Feel into those energies. Don't allow the hustle and bustle and the stresses of life get you stuck down. You know, like the stickiness in the tree frog. Don't be stuck in one place. Don't allow yourself to be stagnant and stuck. Allow yourself to really feel deep into your intuition, and allow those uplifting energies of the holiday season and the spirit and the real spirit of Christmas and the joy of Christmas, the giving and from the heart, the little things, the kind things that we do for everybody, you know, that we can do for everybody and we can do for ourselves on the everyday. It doesn't have to be big things and expensive things and, you know, gifts and stuff. A little handwritten note, or, you know, letting somebody in line in front of you, or you know, I don't know, like the other day there were no shopping carts, and there was a lady walking in, and she kind of like looked down, and I could see her like sigh as she looked, and she kind of looked around, and I just had a couple things in my cart, and it was more than I could carry, but my kids were with me, and I was like, come on, grab these things. And I showed to her and said to her, hey, why didn't you take my cart? And she was like, oh, no, I can't do that. Where are you parked? And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. We're not far, but we were. I mean, we were right across the parking lot, but it didn't matter. It was a little thing. It was a little, you know, just a little bit of joy, like just a little good deed that you can bring. And so just, I think Tree Frog is just definitely encouraging us that don't allow yourself to get down in this season. Allow your energies, your uplifting energies, to be open and free. Feel into that intuition. Take those little moments when inspiration sparks or something says to you, do that or say that. Take that moment and do it and say it, and pass on those kind words, and pass on those kind deeds, and pass on those good gestures. So yeah. So, and then again, what Ram, you know, take that time to recharge, reset, you know, especially right now with, you know, this time of the year, it's towards the end of the year, where naturally, you know, when we were hunter-gatherers and we lived in tribes, this would be a slowing down time for us. But with modern society, we don't do that anymore. We don't go into that slower hibernation time. Yes, it feels a little slower and stuff, but we're still all going to work, all going to school. It's a hustle and it's a bustle, and, you know, and we've got social media and we've got all these things bombarding at us all the time. So just take that deep breath to recharge. Like, give yourself that time. I think that's definitely what I'm hearing the collective saying to me very clearly through both these cards, is definitely. So, and then Tree Frog, also remember, Tree Frog is an earth sign and a water sign. And right now we are sitting in a Taurus moon, and we are going to actually go into, I believe this full moon is a water moon, if I'm not wrong. Don't quote me. I do follow astrology and I love astrology. I can't remember exactly what this moon is going to be in. I just know that with the winter and winter solstice, and with this full moon being one that is going to be a longer full moon than normal, so this full moon energy is definitely upon us right now, but it's also going to be more potent with the length of time that the full moon will be playing on us. I mean, if the moon can pull the tides in the ocean, and we are like, what, 80% water, obviously it affects us too, and we know this. I mean, just statistics from, you know, crime records and hospitals and things like that tell us that the moon does affect us, and I definitely feel it. So if you feel it, Let me know. Tell me in the comments if you feel the moon definitely draws you or definitely affects your moods and things. I know it definitely does for me. So tree frog lives in both those worlds on the earth. So it's an earth and a water sign. So it's definitely saying to us, you know, balance, 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 balance. So, whoopsie daisy. Let's put these up and get back to finishing our painting. We only have a few more minutes left and we are almost done. So I'm going to take some white paint. Whoopsie. I thought it was dry. For the most part, we are dry. So I'm going to take some white paint now and put that onto our palette. And we're going to make some snow. So where's my brush? Remember, we're just using one brush in this whole painting in 3 colors. Can you believe it? One brush, 3 colors. So to clean your paintbrush, I just want to show you this. So you see how it's icky dirty, and my paint water is icky dirty. You don't need clean paint water. Don't worry about it. So you're just gonna swish your brush around in there and brush it down onto your paper towel until it comes clear. And you just keep doing that over and over. And I promise you, it will, look there, it will come clear. See, it's getting clearer and clearer. It will. There it is. Now my brush is nice and clear. There. Where's my wet patch? Right there. No more paint on it. So now, the last time I did this, I got white paint all over my whole desk. It was up on my computer screen and everything. So let's hope we don't do that today. I'm going to just dip a little bit in the edge of the brush. You see, it's just the very tip. It's not all the way. And then I'm going to take my finger like this, and I'm just going to flick onto my painting. Do you see that? Just closely. It'll look like the stars in the night sky and hopefully some snow. One of the two. Doesn't matter which one it looks like. Whether it's stars or snow. It can be either. It can be either. Stars or snow, whatever you want it to be. It's your painting. It's your painting, so however you want it to be. But I'm just going to gently spray all around my painting. I got a couple of big white blobs on there I didn't want, but it's okay. Those will be the snow. I'll have stars and snow. The big blobs will be my snow. The big blobs will play snow for me. I'll use my imagination and pretend that's what's happening. Pretend that's what's happening. Okay. All right. And when you're happy with your spots, clean off our brush again. Swirl it in the water. Clean off my finger. All right. Get my brush nice and clean. And then I'm just going to take my paper towel and just wipe down across my horse, because there's probably some white spots that got onto the horse. I don't mind them on the moon because that's fine. They will become part of the craters on the moon. But I don't want them on the horse because the horse is going to be black. And if there's white spots on there, my black will turn grey. And then I won't get my good silhouette. I don't want that. So I want to make sure I get a good silhouette. So now we're going to take the black paint. Oh yeah, I got spots everywhere. And I'm going to make my brush nice and thick with the black paint, and then I'm just going to fill in my whole horse with this black paint. So fill in my whole horse shape with my black paint. It is little chin, his cheek, his forelock, that little bunch of hair on his forehead, his ears, little hairs sticking up by his ears. Just fill them all in. His cheek, oops. Then this is part of his mane that was sticking up. I'll just fill that all in. And his neck, or her neck. Go right off the canvas. His neck, and onto her chest. And just the top of the chest, and that first part where the leg joins up onto the chest. That is what we are seeing here. All filled in. How pretty is that? Nice and shiny and pure black. That's what we want. We want it to stand out. And then I'm just going to catch the edges. Make sure I don't get it where I want the blue. So I'll just smear it there nicely with my paper towel so it's not showing where I don't want it to show. Don't know if you just heard that. That was Jules snoring. She is sleeping at my feet in her bed. She wanted to be on the live as usual. She was trying to get on my lap when I started, wanting me to hold her and paint. And I'm like, oh no, that is not happening. I want a nice sharp line, so I'm just getting my brush nice and thick with paint. My edge got a little bit loose there, I guess is the term I would use in painting. It wasn't crisp like I wanted it. All right, and there he is. Now we're going to get to the moon part. So again, well, yes, I think I'll do the moon first and then we'll do the wooded trees. So we're going to clean our brush again, swirl in the water, because now we want white on our brush. And then just rub it onto your paper towel until your brush comes clear. There it is. Even the darkest of black will come off completely. Now I'm going to use my white, and you're going to get it nice and thick on here, and I just want to get a nice crisp edge on my moon. So just I want to get right close to the edge and make sure that it is a sharp, crisp edge. anywhere where you don't have a crisp edge up against the blue. That's my first step. Just making sure. And then down here, anywhere I don't have a crisp edge, I'm just going to make one with the white. And how we do that is make sure our brush is well loaded when we go along that edge. Okay, we don't have to get too close to the black because we're not really painting anything in white. We're just getting some white on the moon so it makes it glow and stand up a little bit. So we want it to stand out. And if you want to use a reference picture for your moon, just if you feel like you need it, you can. I will show you what I mean in a second. And I accidentally touched my horse's ear, so I'm going to put that tip back in. That worked out kind of nicely because I could get like little feathery hairs on the top of his ear. So happy accidents. We like those. All right, so now the white of the moon is in, and we're going to just clean off our brush with the paper towel, and we're going to touch a little bit of the blue and a little bit of the black. So we've got that on there like that. And then I want to get like, I want to pat it onto our paper plate so that like it's barely on the brush. And you see that kind of see this movement? That's what we're going to do on the actual moon surface to create the craters of the moon. So if you want, whoopsie daisy, dropping my phone almost. So if you want to have a reference, you can pull up just, type in the word full moon, pull up like an image for yourself that you like. For instance, something like that. Oops, I don't know if you can see it. There we are. So you can see the craters and stuff on it. And what I like to do is I just like to put it next to me where I'm working, and then I kind of glance at that as I'm doing this step. So I'm kind of almost emulating like where those patches are, and you're just really moving your brush around like all over. Pick up some color. Doesn't matter like whether it's light blue or gray that's going on. You just want to touch in with your brush. You can do a little bit on the tip, edge, and it's going to mix in with that white that you already put on to the moon. And that is just that dabbing movement will create the illusion of those craters. And then you can touch a bit of white if you've got, feel like there's too much of the color showing through and not enough. And you just want to layer that. You want some sharp parts where it like is brighter in color. Get some more of the blue on there. And you want to make sure you're not blending. Don't like move your brush up and down, because then it will not look like craters. You really want to be dabbing your brush and dabbing it on its flat side. Whoops. Let's see. Dabbing it on its flat side like that is what creates that crater look. So. That is what will give it the effect that you are going for. And when you want to load your brush, you're just going to touch some of the blue, some of the black, offload it. Okay, so you don't have too much on your brush. And then just gently touching, and that is what's creating these craters. And you can look at your picture of your moon to kind of give you the idea of where you want those craters to appear. A few down here. And it's okay if you go a little bit over your horse just to get it close, to get your craters up close, because you're going to go with another layer of black on your horse because you want it to really stand out once it's dry. So just don't get white on there like I just did. Don't want white paint on my horse, but I don't mind if there's a little bit of black and blue. I'm okay with that. And you just do this until you are happy with how your moon looks. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Absolutely. It is your moon. It's your painting. So I tend to overwork things a bit. So when I think I'm not done yet is when I have to stop because otherwise I will never be done on mine. And we will be doing this moon forever and a day. So. And then just while my brush has a little bit of this black and blue and a little bit of white on it, I'm just going to do some tiny little misty streaks. You know how like the clouds would come in. You don't have to do this. You don't want to. I smudged a little bit of my edges, you know, those happy accidents. So I'm just bringing this in to cover up wherever I got some little smears. And then this is a little dark on here, so I'm going to cover a little bit with the white on my moon. And I want a little bit more white over here. Now that I look at it this way around. glow in there. And like I said, if I don't like stop myself at certain points, like now, I should have stopped a little bit ago, I can be doing this forever. So don't overwork it too much. I can get like that. I do that often. So don't get too technical with it. There, we can let it go. Let it. There. What do you think? I think it's very, very moon-esque now. We don't have to play too much. Okay. So one more coat of the black only on the horse. I'm going to clean my brush. And we're going to put those trees in. We are done. Look at that. So I want the pure black on my brush. And I'm going to just fill in the horse again. Make sure it's nice and sharp. We want at least 2 or 3 coats on this horse because we really want it to stand out. It's like a focal, well, between the moon and the horse. I don't know who the winner is on the focal point here. For me, it's always going to be the horse. But then again, I am a howl at the moon, look at the stars, barefoot in the woods type of girl. So they definitely are. This is all my favorite things in one picture. Almost all my favorite things in one picture. Just want to make it nice and smooth, but evenly thick coating of the black. I'm going to turn this around so I can make sure I get it nice and smooth. My perfectionism. Shout out to all the perfectionists out there. I feel you. I am definitely one of them. That's why if you've ever watched myself and my duoing Tracy's buddy, she is not a perfectionist, unlike myself. She likes her stuff to be pretty and stuff, but she, obviously, I mean, we all want our stuff to be pretty, but she is a much looser, more freer painter than I am. She can just really let go and have fun. I mean, I'm having fun in my perfectionistic way, but she can just let go and be like super free with stuff. And yeah, that is not me. Definitely not me. I am not just a let it be artist. Okay. So that is the horse. And then we're going to put in the forest. And I don't want to get rid of my happy accident that happened up here, so I'm going to try and emulate the happy accident. There, I did not mess up my happy accident. That's good. Okay. And our horse is done. Colonel's at it, saying hello to you all. Or it could be his son. His son has now got a deep voice like he has. He has hit the 1 year mark. Okay, there it goes. So now to do our trees. This is super simple technique. One of my fellow artist friends taught me. And then doing a bunch of different other tutorials, I have got this down how I like it. So you're just going to put in your streaks going up. We're going to do like lines going up for where we want our trees. So I want one nice big tree to go here. So I'm going to, so nice and thick at the bottom, and then just thin it out to the edge. And then I'm going to put my black paint onto my edge like that. And you are just going to start at the bottom, and you're going to dot like that. And I want my branches to go down, so I'm just filling it in, and you're going to go just like that and just dab and fill in. You want it thicker in the middle and thinner to the edge. And I'm just going to bring my trunk up and make my trunk thicker there and thin out. Okay. And at the top, I like my trunk. I just want it to be nice and narrow. Just come down like a V. Little V's like that. So we're doing fir trees. The more you dab, the better. So we're dabbing more in the middle, filling in the middle, and it's just on the edges like that. See how fun that is? And just from the center down. And it's narrow at the top, and it comes wider as the tree. We're just getting on the edge. It comes down. And you can go one side if you like, and the other side, or you can do your V's like that. And you just dab. It's all in like the free dabbing. Got to be super like free with your hands and just keep in that triangle motion. And that is one tree down. Look at that. Oh. Oops. There it is. One tree. Okay. And I stuck my hand right where the horse was. So, like I said, it's not painting unless you're messy. I need some more black paint. Okay. And we're just going to get it on the edge of our brush again. And I want another tree to come up kind of in front of my horse's nose and in front of my moon. Oh, scary. And then the top of my tree, we'll get that in first. And you're just going to make your triangles as you go down. And get it to overlap. I want it to go behind my horse's head. It's covering over the moon. Because these are all in front of the horse and in front of the moon. These are the ones we can see. Just keep doing your triangle going down and make that trunk a little thicker. The bottom. And my branch is thicker at the bottom. And there's another tree. Okay. And then I think I want some little trees. I'm going to get, oops, I want one more. I like odd numbers is always the best when you're doing stuff like this. So I think I want to do one more tree that's coming out from behind the horse and behind the moon where you're not quite seeing either. So I'm gonna make that come and touch the horse. And it's just it's behind there. It's in the horizon line. Okay. And then I think I'm going to get one just coming off the edge. Oopsie daisy. One coming off the edge here. Just the branches. And I'm going to get a skinny one coming off here. That is behind the horse's head. The trick to this is just making sure that you keep your triangles like going down, and it's narrow at the top and thicker at the bottom. Dab, dab, dab is the key. Silly dolls. Okay. Like that. Just make sure it shines in the way you want it. And I think we are done. Let's have a look. There it is. There's our horse silhouette in the moonlight. What do you all think? There she is. I think maybe we could probably add some little ones down in this corner over here. Possibly in this corner. But I don't know. I kind of like it just the way it is. So, don't forget to sign your painting. Oops. Get my special white, my white pen and sign my painting. There it is. Done. I hope you guys had a great time as I did, and I hope to see you again on many more of these tutorials. Don't forget, on Tuesday we'll be painting a long tutorial. It is a 2 to 2.5 hour holly horse tutorial that we'll be doing, and that is it's a paid painting. It is a full paint party with prizes and fun, and it's in a private group. It's just $10. That's it. $10 to paint with me. I teach you all sorts of tips and tricks like I taught you today, but we also do like games and we do all sorts of fun, cool things. So that is $10, that's it. And if you don't have paint supplies and you need them, there is also a kit available, and there in the kit is everything that you need: the paint, the brushes. I put in a palette, like disposable palettes, paper towels, the tracer, step-by-step guide, plus you get the step-by-step video, and you get access into the group when you buy the kit. And you also, so you get access to, if you are coming to the live, you can watch the live. If you can't be there at the live, you get access to that group and all of those live broadcasts for the lifetime of the group. So it's, yeah, it'll be at least a year, if not forever. The group gets archived, and so as long as Facebook is still there, you have access to it. It's just you after a year, it just makes it that you can't make any more comments is all, but you still can access all the information, the PDF downloads, the videos, the live tutorials and stuff. Obviously they then become their recordings in that, but it's just $10 if you have your own paint supplies and you want to paint anywhere from anywhere in the world. If you want the kit mailed to your door with everything that you need: canvas, the paint, the paintbrushes, as paper towel, disposable paper plate, the PDF instructions, the access into the group, plus the access to a step-by-step video tutorial. That is $35. Unfortunately, I only ship those in the USA. Shipping is crazy everywhere else, and I just have not got that figured out yet. But within the USA, anywhere in the US, I can ship those to you, and it is just $35. So that is for the Holly Horse in the Snowy Barn. If you have not seen it, it is gorgeous. Let's see. There she is. I'm like, I have her here somewhere. There she is. There. Can you see her? There she is. She is just absolutely beautiful. So, there. And like I said, it's just $10, and you're in that private group, members only. There is a link with the PayPal button in on my Cat's Whiskers webpage as yeah, so it's the catswhiskersartstudio.com on the webpage. There's also links in my Facebook, links on my Instagram, and links on my TikTok. So links are in the bio on TikTok and in the bio on Instagram, and the links are actually in posts on my Cat's Whiskers Art Studio Facebook page. So you can go there, buy your ticket. Make sure you get your ticket before Tuesday, otherwise you're going to miss all the lives. But like I said, if you do miss all the lives, don't worry about it. You still will have access to the group. You still will be able to watch those replays, and you will still be able to paint along because you can watch that at any time at your leisure. So make sure you get in and get your ticket. And then if you don't have the art supplies and you want the kit, USA only, that's just $35, and that can be purchased right off of my Cat's Whiskers Facebook page or off of the website. It is in the kits, under gallery. So yeah, art kits, gallery, art kits, yes. Sorry, but anyway, so go ahead and check that out. For January, we have some really cool paintings coming up as well. Some freebie tutorial, little mini things like this that are just, 40 minutes to an hour long. And then some larger actual paint parties with the whole shebang. And if you would like to book me to come to your commercial location or to your personal private location to have a fun paint party of your own with your friends and family or co-workers or group, let me know. Just pop me a message or, post something, and yeah, I will get back to you with information. And you can also book directly from my website. There is a booking button on there that gives me all of your information so that I can message you directly, or I can call you back. Or you've got my phone number on my website as well, that at my office studio that you can call, and that will tell you exactly. I'll be able to answer all your questions, and we can create a beautiful design for your company or your private party that you are having. be it a birthday, a bachelorette party, just a family fun get together, a mommy and me, all of that. And if you look in the events section on my website, I should be at a couple of really cool locations in the new year. I'm looking at an olive oil farm, a lavender farm, a winery, the yacht club in town, and a couple of restaurants that I should be having tickets available for the general public to be able to come and paint with me as well. So look out for those events on my website at www.thecatswhiskersartstudio.com. And I will see you again for our next one of these fun itsy bitsy teeny weeny tutorials. And hopefully I will see you Tuesday for a fun online paint party with me doing the Holly Horse and on future events. So have a great Friday. Have a wonderful, blessed weekend. I hope that the reading that I did and that Tree Frog and Ram spoke to you, and that you will take some time for yourself to really honor the true spirit of the season and just feel some joy and some gratitude and some love within yourself and spread that good cheer in the world around you. So many blessings to you and a happy winter solstice and blessed you all. Love you all. Bye.